preacher. Them a walk, them a shoot, them a do.
Come here,
I be done, them a brew.
5 seconds. 4.
Them a walk, them a loot, them a shoot.
Hello, everybody. My name is George Zito, host of Cannabis Then and Now. Boy, do we have an exciting show tonight. Record-breaking news. One of our crusaders, he didn't put his sword down and he went forward, and he's been going for it for 2 years. But I'm not going to tell his story because it's a great story to tell. It's my buddy Pete that's sitting on the side of me here. Pete, why don't you give us a rundown what you've been doing, man, and the miracles you've been making, because God bless you, man. You're doing the right thing, and we all appreciate it, man.
Thanks, George. I've recently been reimbursed for my medical marijuana from my workers' compensation insurance carrier.
You got to be kidding. And how long? That must have took you forever.
Yeah.
I can't even believe it.
I've been fighting for 2 years, hearings. So finally we win.
Now, give us a little step-by-step type of thing that you did to get it going. What gave you the first idea? I mean, first of all, I can understand it's to cover your expensive of your medicine. I mean, that's what gave you the thought. But then how did you proceed? After that thought, what'd you do?
Well, 2 years ago, I saw another case in New Mexico.
Okay.
I saw it in my news feed on Facebook.
Okay.
And I read it, and I figured that my injury is because of my work injury, and I wouldn't have qualified for my medical marijuana card without the injury. So it's in direct relation. So I talked to my lawyer about it, and he really was not on board at first, and I really pushed it, and here we are today.
Now, what happened with your injury? What had back or what?
Yeah, I've had 2 cervical spine surgeries in the last 2.5 years. I've been fused from C3 to C6.
Wow.
And I just postponed a lumbar surgery. That'll come in probably late September now.
Now, before that, were you on other kinds of medication?
Before I started using medical marijuana, I was on opioids, muscle relaxers. I was never a fan of opioids because they're just evil.
They're really addictive, and you know what? It doesn't take you long either. You know, in a few days, and you're not yourself.
Within a year, I was off all of the pills that the doctors told me will help me.
Now, were you doing edibles, a little bit of mixture of different things? Or what was going on?
My regimen consists of a lot of flour. I vaporize and I smoke, and I throw in some high CBD strains to get some spasm relief, and it takes care of inflammation. And I do edibles, a couple 100 milligrams a day, and just try to live normally.
And you're feeling better, right? The test.
After 2 surgeries, I feel slightly better. I'm nowhere near 75%. I still have a lot of problems with my hands, my grip, fatigue in my arms. I get spasms so bad I end up on the floor. I got to pull over when I'm driving. It's not a fun life.
Yeah, I know.
When you had your surgeries, did you talk to the doctors at all before the surgery and let them know? And how did they handle it?
My surgeons knew about my medical marijuana. My first surgeon actually wrote in my record. I was with my PCP doing my pre-surgery screening, and she was reading the record, and she said, "It says here that you're a medical marijuana patient and you use other drugs," and that's not true because I don't use other drugs. And he had no reason to even say that because I'd never taken a drug test in his office in the 3 years that he had been treating me. And I kind of yelled at him when they were putting me under on the table. I told him, how dare you? And I wanted off my record. And then I got thrown out of Yale, my second surgery, because only because I had a container of cannabis with me and a couple of vape cartridges. It was in a prescription bag that I got from Blue Point Wellness right over in Brantford.
Right.
And they forced me to discharge 14 hours after my surgery. And then I went home with empty prescriptions, and Rite Aid wouldn't fill it because they said that they had to get authorization from workers' compensation. I said, I just had surgery 14 hours ago. See?
Oh my God.
That's
You
crazy.
know?
You
So
know-
I went 24 hours with absolutely no pain meds from anybody. I ate everything in my house, every edible I had, and it was awful.
Oh my God, to live through that one, man. Holy,
Yeah.
jeez.
But after that, I was good.
And how long did it take?
I got my prescription the next day. You know, that took the major pain out of it, and within 2 days, I didn't have to take another pill. Those are locked up in a safe,
That's
waiting
good.
to get dropped off where I can destroy them. You know,
Right.
so that they don't end up on the street and kill people.
I agree.
Crap going on in New Haven.
I know. This, the opiates epidemic is unbelievable. So many of our brothers and sisters are dying. Oh, we had
16, 3 deaths,
17. Yeah, 17.
17 and 3 deaths in New Haven.
24 hours.
In 24 hours. It's like, oh my God, what are they trying to do? And it's what
They
they're
should-
cutting it with too, with the fentanyl and
I think they should hold the pharmaceutical manufacturer responsible.
right. You know, if they did that,
Yeah.
Pete, you watch how fast it would stop.
Hold these doctors that are overprescribing
Right.
responsible and see what happens.
Well, the doctors, what do they call them, pain management doctors now? You go to the doctor, you get a prescription for 100 Percocets, Oxycontins, and then it's like nothing. Then they don't want to give you another one. So now you're buying heroin.
If you
now
have
you're dying.
nerve damage, they prescribe you a drug called Neurontin, which has been proven to do nothing, and they still prescribe it.
If you have what kind of damage?
Nerve damage.
Nerve damage, and it does nothing.
Neurontin.
Well,
yeah.
it will rot your teeth out.
Yeah.
Oh, great! This is what they need.
All the side effects work.
Gabapentin is all.
Maybe the dentists
side
are
effects.
putting it out there. Jesus.
I do
Believe
that.
it.
Don't take
Gabapentin.
it. It's bad.
I do,
Get-
yeah, 3
get
times
off
a
of
day.
it.
Doesn't take any.
Bad
doesn't do anything.
stuff.
So, Peter is one of our, Peter or Pete, he's one of our fighters. You know, he fights the fight. Everywhere we go, he's there. He's supporting every organization there is to support. You know what? That's why, and he's talking to a lot of people. We need the people out there that could do the same thing. We all fight the same fight, and we're going to get the results that we need. We're getting tired of these big pharmaceuticals doing all this BS to our poor brothers and sisters that are dying every day. They'll give you prescriptions like nothing, then they'll take it away like nothing. What is that all about? It's got to stop, you know, and that's what we're here for, to hear all our stories. Cindy, my lady Cindy here, and I, we brought some of Cindy's friends on in December with the Narcan for overdose of Narcan. Am I saying that right, Cindy?
Yep. The
Pete
Narcan.
always corrects
Yeah, it
me,
was a
but I
great
want to
episode.
feel right. But we're saving lives, and towns and states like New Hampshire, there's overdoses. Connecticut, everywhere you go, there's overdoses. Now we had all those people die lately. This got to stop. Cannabis is the answer. You know, you could go on our website, you could see things, you could get a hold of Normal, you get a hold of CVV. There's all kind of logos that we put on our show.
They're calling it
need
an
you.
exit drug.
What are they called?
An exit drug.
What's
Instead of
called?
the gateway drug, it's
Instead
the
of the
exit
gateway,
drug.
it's the exit
The
drug.
exit.
Because it's helping people beat alcoholism, drug addiction,
All addictions.
pills, heroin, and it helps people. It helps you lose weight when you eat it.
I lost 70 pounds in a
Metabolism.
year
Imagine that.
without changing anything. Diet remained the same. Everything remained the same, and 70 pounds.
A quick story. I was with my grandson, Andrew, 4 years old. He looks at my nose. He says, Grandpa Zito, what's that on your nose? I had a big scab there for 2.5 years. We were doing the cannabis show, and one of our friends says, George, how come you don't put any cannabis oil on your nose? I put the cannabis oil on my nose. I bought it at the dispensary. 4 days it was gone. Come on. It works. Sid, would you like, we got that covered with the kits. Now, what happened with it? They ran out of them, or?
I really don't, I'm not quite sure
You're not
if
that
it's
sure?
your area down here, but that was just a lead-in to Butch's story now about how they focus on BS when they should be focusing on other things. And he's got a story
Okay.
to tell.
Let's get Norm. Our next guest is Norm. Pete, if you want to say anything, just jump in. Patrick, jump in. He's got a very interesting situation. He has a medical license, him and his wife, and you got to hear what happens to him. And let me tell you, it's the big companies, and they take advantage of the little people. Little people got to start standing up and doing some stuff. Norm, please tell us your story, brother. Thank you.
Back in the beginning of the program, Mike Lawler said that we were able to grow or buy on the street until our product was available in the dispensaries.
What year was that?
What was it, 2013?
13, okay, good. Okay.
And I had signed up right in the beginning. The program was accepted. So at that point there, I felt it was safer to grow it than to go out on the street and buy it. One, I wouldn't even know where to go.
I agree with you.
I could grow a tomato. So I decided it's a little harder than a tomato, but it's not that hard. So through the years of growing, I originally was a patient, then my wife at the time became a patient, and we ate the entire plant. So the males, we would grow the males out, and we would eat the males. We would juice them, use them as salads and whatnot. As they matured and went into flower, we'd dry them and smoke them, or vape them, or eat them, bake them. So we use the entire plant. So at this point here, we're still growing because our product's not available at the dispensaries, which would be live plant. So long story short, on the 8th, June 8th, I had the police department knock on my door, and they came in and they raided me. I had a greenhouse on a little deck that I have off my bedroom. It's a little 6 foot by 8 foot deck. I had 3 plants that were about 2 feet high, maybe 3 feet, and the rest were all maybe a foot high, and they were just clones that were just stuck in. Little
seedlings.
Tiny seedlings, not even.
Okay.
So they were just starting, and again, we had 12 plants growing. It was just me at the time, and because I used the whole plant, it takes 12 weeks to grow, so in about a week to eat, so I would have to grow a plant each week, so I would have a continual supply of what I need. So the police came in, and they took the product that I had left over from last year, which was my medication, so if I had spasms or whatever, I could take care of it immediately. But the plants, they had cut down and removed them and destroyed that. And that, I had, a 3-month supply of medicine there that they took that, was to get me through until everything else came into flower. And so
you had no medicine?
I have no medicine.
They took it all.
They took all your medicine.
And they watched him have a spasm in his living room.
And they watched you had a spasm.
I had a spasm in the living room, and they stood there and watched.
Damn it.
So.
And I understand prior to that, you looked up a lot of the laws and things, and you're pretty much, you were covered for it pretty much.
We are covered in the beginning. Again, Mike Lawler had that blanket statement in the beginning that we were covered and they were going to look the other way, as long as we abided by the rules. And I was, because my product wasn't available, which was, I need the green leaf. I walk by it, I pick it, and I eat it. But also, while I was looking at that, I discovered in some of the documents that our original document that grants us the use of medical marijuana.
It's a state document.
It's a state document.
Okay.
It's I can't remember what the document number is.
That's all right.
The decrim?
Well, this is the actual act.
Okay.
Well, anyways, the definition, they refer back for marijuana back to the state statute, which was 21A-240, number 29, and it lists marijuana. And if you read through that description, it reads through and it describes what the plant is, the seeds, the flowers, the leaves, and it gets to a point where it's actually, comma, and then it says whether growing or not, period. So it's telling me that I'm legal to possess this, whether growing or not.
Okay.
And I went back to the criminal definition of marijuana. It reads back to that very same definition. So it would lead me to believe if it's illegal for you and I'm allowed to use marijuana, then that would make it legal for me. So if it could put you in jail, but I'm legal, so I'm covered under that, why should I not go to, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
When he
You
can't
can't-
afford to go to the dispensary
What do you do?
because
Well, I've been
You got it?
I've been out of work for almost a year. I've worked as a contractor here and there. It works tight. So when I can afford to go to the dispensary, I do go, and when I can't, then I have to rely on growing. But again, we're covered.
In Connecticut, we're about the only state. I don't know, you guys. Pete, you might know this, or Patrick, Cindy. That we can't grow it. I mean,
In the
Rhode
New
Island
England
can
area,
grow
right.
it,
Out
right?
of-
How many, 10 plants grow Island?
12.
12.
As a patient, you can have 12 and 12.
What do you mean 12?
12 in veg, 12 in flower. So you can have 12 flowering plants and then 12 ready to go after those are harvested.
So maybe that's what should be one of our goals at some point. We could grow it. I don't know.
Well,
how
we need
we're
a
gonna do
lawyer.
it.
So if there's any lawyers out there watching, we need a lawyer to go over this law.
I'll call Doug again. Hey, Doug Breakstone, I'm going to be calling you up. We got to get this one done. And Norm, anything else that you want to add to that, brother? How you feeling now?
Well,
You're still, it's not over yet, right?
it's not over yet.
2
No.
wasn't too long
It's
ago,
been
man.
3 weeks. I still haven't been charged. They have my medication. I can't get my medication back.
Can't even get your medication. Oh, damn.
No, but there's,
I'll tell you, man, this is unbelievable.
It's sad.
You know, this is
Yeah.
this is really sad. You know what? And if we go back in time, where did it all start? Some rich person. It's all bull. You're gonna make me swear.
Well, you know what's going to happen is
What's-
there's over 11,000 patients in the state of Connecticut now. So
11,000?
our numbers are growing.
every day.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
So
You
we
want-
So-
Here's a kicker, right? If you took all the materials that I had to buy to grow and everything else, and factor in the taxes that I paid for that, were probably more than the taxes I would have paid for my medical marijuana.
Which is
Because there are
tax-free.
none.
Which, well, it's not I don't, but it's taxed
Right.
throughout the system, and we all know that. But the amount of taxes for the amount that I got out, I probably equaled that anyways. So if it's a tax issue, they're still getting taxes.
Well, things got to change, man.
Because the farmer still goes to the market, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you own a farm,
Right.
no matter what kind of farm it is, you still have to go to the market and buy things.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't grow everything you
You need the
absolutely want.
fertilizer. You need
Yeah, I got to
tool
pay
and
for the
everything,
electricity.
yeah.
I got to buy light bulbs.
And
I gotta-
electricity,
I
there's
gotta
a lot
pay
of
heat,
electricity.
I gotta, there's a lot involved there.
And recreational's right around the corner, so
You
a
know,
lot of things are going to change
You know,
very quickly.
I've been waiting for that all my life. I'm getting.
Me too.
I hope I see it in my lifetime, though,
Me
man.
too.
Well, you're a young man, Peter.
I jumped for joy when I
got
got my
five.
medical card, George.
Thank you, man. Yeah, oh, I know. That's the
could've
best
been
thing in the
happy.
world.
I would have been happy. I cried.
Ah,
Absolutely.
beautiful, brother. That's a good thought too, man. And Sid, you know what I want to ask you too about the volleyball that's coming up. And last year, it was the first time in 29 years that we had a cannabis team represented at the Epilepsy Foundation fundraiser, mud volleyball, and we had a ball.
Volleyball.
Volleyball, and we had a ball. Sydney, we
On the
there
road.
you go. But anyway, so this is going to be a second year we're there.
Yep. The 30th
And Sydney, do
anniversary.
not bring the brownies because we lost 1-60. Okay, I'm only kidding about that one.
I'll be there too.
Oh,
I'll be there.
he's there. We're
cheering
going to
along,
win.
cheering along.
Well, we do still need sponsors. We do need players. Anybody interested in playing can contact MCT. Give us your shirt size. It's August 20th at Zor Pond.
Like,
Yeah,
it's like
Middletown.
so.
Pond in Middletown.
Yep, same place.
Yep, I
Same
think it
place as
starts
last
at 8:30. Yep, and it's especially this year we passed on House Bill 5450, the pediatric
Pediatric
use,
bill.
which is now
Right, God.
Absolutely.
Act.
Thank you all.
1623. So this is really, and it's going to be a really good celebration. And Susan Meehan was come down, whose daughter was the advocate. So
God bless Cindy May.
yep, Team Cindy
Yeah.
Meehan.
You know what's funny, Pete? And guys, I was going through some of the old shows, and Cindy May was on the second show, and we were talking about her parents going to Maine, the
Yeah.
poor people, and all of that. And then we were talking about the bill back then of 65, so it was another bill. And then, fast forward to now,
Yeah.
it passed. See what you could do? We all
Everybody
stick
works
together.
What is
Yeah.
it?
Unity and community.
Unity
You have
and
to work
community.
together. Everybody.
All right. And what else is going on
Well,
with you now? Oh, with
I would
the
like to
government?
say, real
Yes.
quick, Anybody who has a similar story, contact Cannabis Then and Now. The
Right.
email is going to be shown up on the screen.
Right.
Because everybody's got a short story to share, and you guys can all network off each other and find out information that nobody else knows and share. And that's very important because I love the show.
Oh, we appreciate that. You know, and it's good. A lot of people have a lot of friends that are watching.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody in Ireland and was watching it, and somebody in Australia.
I love the interwebs.
Man, let me tell you.
People are great.
Thank you, Jesus. Oh,
You know, that's how I got all this started, you know, on the internet.
no kidding.
Yeah, I got sick of people getting stomped on and discriminated against because they had their cards. I was discriminated against for years, and it was terrible. And it still happens every day.
But it only takes one person to get it started.
Yep.
One person.
Right,
and
right.
somebody-
Pete dragged me in.
And by the way, Pete, you were the first Connecticut person to be reimbursed for medical marijuana. Is that correct?
As far as I know.
This is the man right here, everybody.
Thank you, the workers'
Peter.
comp commissioners. Thank you.
Hey, he needs it, he can use it, and we hope there's many more to follow.
I hope so.
You know,
If you can do it, do it. Look me up on Facebook.
Or
And,
come to the meeting. When is it? July
we're having a party
party.
at the Outer Space in Hamden on July 10th at 7:10 at 7:30 p.m. Come on down and say hi.
we'll be posting that on Cannabis Then and Now, so, as soon as Pete passes it along to me, so you guys could check that out and get it to everybody that needs to see it. And we don't want to forget about our normal meetings too.
Yeah, it's July 14th at the Outer Space, Connecticut
Right.
Normal.
And if you're looking to get your medical card, come down. There's people like Pete, like everybody that's here.
It's gotten a lot
Patrick,
easier.
Norm.
Oh, it's easier.
It's
You
a lot
can just call
easier.
your local dispensary now, and they'll give you all the information, and they'll help you find a doctor and everything.
You know what else? If any of you guys know about the renewal of a medical card? If you after your year is up, do you have to pay for the doctor's appointment?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess you have to
What
pay
did
for the
it do?
doctor's appointment, which is varies. It's
yeah, I know,
usually
150 to
50,
200.
depending on the
That's about the
doctor's.
average.
From there, it's basically the same steps you do on the website. You go back in,
I think you only have to update the one document, which is like a current bill,
a current bill,
and then your
Release, yeah.
picture. I think that's all you have to update.
Yep.
to show that
And unless you got a new driver's license, then
right.
you have to
send that in.
re-upload
Make sure
that. But it's pretty easy for a computer-savvy person.
Right, right.
And they'll even, from my understanding, at the dispensaries, they'll help you with that.
They'll do
too.
everything
Take
for you at the
Take your
dispensary.
picture and everything.
The program
Yeah.
has been great. It's growing in leaps and bounds.
Like so
And-
quickly too.
Yeah.
It's only been a
yeah.
few years.
Over the last year, it's grown over like 60%.
Nice.
That's huge.
Quite a bit.
I had a speaking engagement at the one in Simsbury. Which one is that? Curaleaf?
Curaleaf.
Curaleaf.
Yep.
Very nice people down there. And you know, my favorite subject, cannabis. So we were talking, and then they took me on the tour of the place. Never complain about the price, because let me tell you, security and the facilities is so prestigious. I mean, or not prestigious is the word. Give me the word. I'm like,
Tight?
clean, whatever. Sterile. Sterile.
Sterile, yeah. Well, it has
It
to
is
be.
sterile. Thank you. I gotta go to my go-to guy over here now.
It's a grow facility. It's got to be that way. It's got to
He
be
corrects my
sterile.
English and she closes my legs over here. I'm not Chimichilian.
What would you do without these two?
But
I love New Haven.
But anyway, it's a beautiful site. They spent a lot of money to grow it. You know, there's things that maybe should be changed where we get maybe smaller amounts so we could taste different
Samples.
products instead of doing 3 grams of one thing. Give us 3 separate grams of 3 different things, so people could really feel
Like other
what helps them
states.
the best.
Yep.
You know.
Well,
Like
you can
to-
go and get a flight of beer, you know,
Well-
the flights,
Well,
yeah.
7 different beers.
Well, that's one of the advantages of being able to grow, because I could find a strain that works well for me,
Exactly.
and I could breed into it. So I would find one that works well for muscle spasms and one that works well for pain, and I could breed those together, and then I could have that one plant that fills both my needs. So
All it takes is a couple little cannabinoids, and all of a sudden your aches and pains are
Right.
I get to
gone.
play around. I have that one go-to that I know it does this, in a bad time I could take this and it will fix
that's
what I need to
phenomenal.
have fixed right then and there.
Now, those seeds that you got for that, where did you get the seeds? Did you send for them? Or?
No,
Oh, yeah. God sent them from heaven. What happened?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to say if you don't want to. We are not being recorded. Oh, yes, we are. What, Dor?
no, actually the first seeds I got were out my stepson's floor mat. And,
Really?
But-
Get it.
yeah, but you know,
Okay.
you learn. So you know,
Yeah.
it wasn't. It was a failure, but it wasn't a miserable failure because I learned. And each year you learn more and more. And this year would have been an amazing year, but it was cut a little short. So
I'll tell
Literally.
you, the people in the dispensaries are pretty knowledgeable too. A lot of them know what to
It's definitely getting better.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember day one. It was a scary day when I got that little container of ground up dust.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that
That's
dust?
Montanize.
Remember we
we
had
got rid of
to
that.
fight that.
We got rid of that.
That was the first thing, right?
Kicked it right
had
out
to
of here.
go.
That was a field goal. Phew.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was scary stuff.
Well, you guys don't remember. I go years ago when they were trying to destroy the marijuana crops in Mexico. They used to put paraquat on top. I used to sell paraquat test kits at my place. So this way here, you wouldn't die after you smoked a blunt, or what do we call them, a spliff back then.
I think you're the proprietor of the oldest shop in the country, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not supposed to say it, but you could. I love my man.
That's it.
We get it done. So I think we're doing pretty good here. I think
Can I
we
add something?
we're not. Cindy, say something. We got a couple more minutes to go. Like usual, the show goes fast.
I know. We are already working with a couple senators to begin wording on the legalization bill. So anybody who wants to help out and has any input, again, contact hempct@gmail.com or Civic Trust Public Lobbying Company. The more the merrier.
Yes, we need your help, everybody.
Everybody's help.
And not
Everybody.
only, and just one more thing, we are also
No,
working
go.
on the ceremonial bill signing. I heard from Chris
DePino?
Smith.
Oh no.
No, Chris Smith
Sorry,
from
brother.
the Governor's Government Affairs. And we are on the list. Regardless, some people are saying that they already have a date. There is no date yet. Everybody needs to keep calling their legislators and ask them to back for the ceremonial signing for the pediatric bill. I know it doesn't seem like much to some people, but a lot of people did a lot of work, and effort to it, and it's an awesome thing. And if you've never been to one, it's something to get
Right.
involved in.
And
Thank
folks,
you.
don't forget Hemp CT. And you talk to my lovely friend here.
Cindy
Hemp
Day.
CT.
Cindy Day.
Cindy Day. She's a miracle worker.
Don't forget that.
With-
Check out
And she don't believe it. I got to tell her all the time.
dabanddad.com. Check out
Dad.
my buddy Dab and Dad.
And we didn't even get to introduce Pat Hannon.
There's
Pat,
Pat.
Hannon right there.
Thanks,
My
Pat.
brother Pat.
We love you, man.
Uncle Pat.
Uncle Pat.
From World Sport.
And thank you all for all your help and your support.
Everybody, you know, we say peace and God bless. Peace.
John, they're not dead. The wicked can stand up. Oh no, the wicked can stand up. Oh no, the chanting down.